Capricorn, welcome back to the Renaissance Tarot. Welcome to your funny and your most favorite Armenian guy, where I serve and I slay. Today, dear Capricorn, we are going to be doing your reading from March 8th to the 15th. This will be a general reading, so it may resonate with you and it may not. In this reading, Capricorn, I'm going to be taking a look at your recent past, present, and future. I'm going to clarify your main challenge, all the cards, and get some final advice for you. I want to thank to each and every one of you for being here, dear Capricorn. Thank you for joining to the channel and spending this time with me today. We're going to see what is it that you need to know. And for those of you that commented, that also participated for the competition in the monthly reading, I appreciate you. Like I said, these people that I'm going to select for Ask a Question, Get an Answer, it will be a surprise for you in one of the upcoming videos in the month of March. So keep an eye on that. So Capricorn, your challenge from March 8th to the 8th to the 15th is the Hierophant. And what you don't see coming at the bottom of the deck, you have the Emperor. So Capricorn, it looks like your challenge here from March 8th to the 15th has a lot to do with some sort of a commitment. This is also a brand new deck that I'm using, so you're the first one to see this. It looks like there is some issues in regards to commitment. You could be involved with somebody here. Maybe there has been a separation. Maybe you could be going through a separation. Okay, the Hierophant here also represents marriage, institution, commitment, strong relationship. You know, you could be really thinking about whether you would want to actually commit to this person or not, or is this person going to commit to you or not. Okay, so this is a situation that's definitely calling your attention in regards to a commitment. We're going to clarify this and we're going to find out more about this in a minute. In the recent past, Capricorn, you have the Queen of Swords, the Seven of Pentacles, and the Hangman. So in the recent past, it looks like there's someone here cut you off, or you cut somebody off here. Okay, so there is a very strong cut-off energy. For many of you, you were dealing with possibly an air sign, Gemini, Aquarius, Libra, water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Something here started feeling really stagnant, the Seven of Pentacles, okay? I'm kind of covering partially because there is some parts of certain body parts. I'm not going to show that, okay? So a lot of you were dealing with somebody that this situation felt very stagnant. Hangman energy, you were constantly waiting on some sort of a situation to evolve, to develop. You were waiting for some kind of an answer in the past. We're going to talk about this and we're going to clarify this in a moment. In the present moment, you have the Tower, the Knight of Wands, and the Knight of Pentacles. It looks like there is something here that's coming to an end, or a situation here that's been very questionable. You could be dealing with the fire sign, Leo, Aries, Sagittarius here, okay? So for many of you, there is this energy of a realization that something here is calling your attention, a transformation. Tower here also represents a major epiphany and an understanding, okay? So there is something here that is going to be revealed to you. And somebody here could be headed towards your way, okay? You could be maybe thinking about other options. Maybe you're exploring another options, but somebody here seems to be in your energy a lot, okay? We're going to talk about this. We're going to clarify this in a moment. In the near future, you have the Ace of Swords, the Nine of Pentacles, and the King of Pentacles. So in the near future, okay, so for many of you are going to completely decide. This is not going to resonate with everyone. So for many of you, you're going to completely decide to focus on yourself. She is in her lingerie, so I can't really show all of that. So in the near future, Capricorn, you are making a decision, okay? This decision that you're going to make as the King of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles, and the Ace of Swords, this has a lot to do with you deciding if you want to remain single and focus on career, Nine of Pentacles, okay? Work on your career, work on yourself, increase your finances, and just in general prioritize yourself, or you would want to be in a relationship with someone. You have the Emperor, could be dealing with an Aries, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Death card. So, and the World at the bottom of the deck, okay? So, for many of you Capricorn, I do feel like here that there is a situation here that is calling your attention. You could be closing off a cycle here. If you're going to close off a cycle, if you're going to let go of somebody, you need to do that closure very properly, You need to release any kind of resentment, unforgiveness, or anything that's been, holding you back. Okay, that is, if you're going to release this person, you need to step up and you need to really do that, especially energetically. What that person does or doesn't do, that should not be your concern. You need to focus on your energy, okay? You need to focus on your release, because there is something here about commitment that's been really bothering you. And we're going to clarify this and we're going to talk about this now. So, Capricorn, I'm going to clarify the Hierophant, which is the challenge for you. So, dear Capricorn, your challenge here, the Hierophant, is clarified by the Page of Swords, the Page of Pentacles, and the Hierophant again. You want commitment, okay? You want something really solid with this person. You want to settle down. You want stability. The person that you are dealing with, or you dealt with, or maybe you are currently dealing with, this person is all about talk, okay? There is a lot of mental connection, mental telepathy whatsoever here that you have with this person, but you and this person you both want different things, okay? Let me tell you something. This person is not somebody that you feel like is ready for commitment, or they're ready to really give all that you are really asking for. A lot of you, this has been a major issue, especially many of you want to settle down with somebody very specific. You want to settle down with this person with the Hierophant, which is about commitment, marriage, okay? You really want a strong, stable commitment. You want a stable relationship. And the reason why this is your challenge, Capricorn, is because this person, they're not either in the right place in their life right now to give that commitment to you, whatever that commitment may look like for you personally. They're either not in the right place, they're not maybe also in the right mindset, and this has been really bothering you. So you're questioning this connection with this person, you're questioning, the intimacy with this person, whether you are dealing with them now or you dealt with them in the past, okay? Because you know that, as you can see with this juxtaposition, they both are looking on completely different directions, okay? So this is about you really reevaluating and reassessing this situation in a way when it comes to commitment and marriage to this person. So let's talk about the recent past here and clarify the Queen of Swords. Also, there is going to be an important, whether you want to call it an announcement, whether you want to call it something that Arman has to say. Okay, I'll talk about that at the end. The Queen of Swords is clarified by the World, the Three of Swords, and the Ace of Cups. So you can rewind back and watch exactly what I said in the very beginning. So in the recent past, Capricorn, somebody here cut you off. That's the first thing that I said when I didn't even clarify the cards, okay? So my intuition is always on point, and I don't have to use tarot cards, but this is just for demonstration. So somebody here cut you off in the recent past and you went through some sort of a heartbreak. Many of you maybe, offered this person a second chance. You offered them a brand new beginning here, male or female, doesn't matter. Okay, I'm seeing here a very harsh energy, very rigid energy. Somebody here mistreating you, somebody here being extremely disrespectful towards your way. You did go through a heartbreak. Seven of Pentacles here. So Seven of Pentacles here is telling me that when you separated from this person, I feel like that you kind of felt stagnant. Okay, many of you felt like things were not really moving forward. You kind of felt stuck on this person, on their energy around you. So that's what the Seven of Pentacles here means. A lot of you struggled from moving on from this person. Hanged Man. And the Seven of Swords just flipped over. Okay, so a lot of you couldn't trust this person. You had major trust issues with this person, Capricorn. And I think that despite the fact that you couldn't really trust, there's something about relationship and marriage here. There's possibly a third-party situation. Seven of Swords, and I'm going to pull two more cards, the Three of Cups and the Queen of Swords. Yeah, somebody here maybe cut you off because there was a third-party situation, okay? The Seven of Swords, Three of Cups, and the Queen of Swords. Again, this is showing up twice in your reading in the recent past. So what you felt like you were fooled. Okay, you felt like you were fooled. This person played you. This person mistreated you here. Seven of Pentacles here. So there is definitely an energy here of you kind of really being confused to what this person told you in the first place and then what they did to you. It was a very tumultuous ending here. Seven of Swords. There is something about lack of trust, lack of respect here. And for many of you with the Hanged Man, felt like you were stuck on this person. Okay, so let's clarify the Hanged Man. The Hangman is clarified by the Moon, the Ace of Swords, and the Five of Wands, and the Four of Cups. Many of you, you were not really dating other people. You were constantly fixated on the past about this person. For a lot of you, you had also some kind of a conflict. There was an unfinished business with this person. You kept seeing this person in your dreams. This person kept showing up in your dreams. Maybe you also showed up in their dreams. You could have also dealt with somebody who was from a different culture, from a different background, okay? I'm seeing here different ethnicities, races, or whatsoever. So there is something here about also multiple people being involved in this situation, drama, family drama going on, a lot of conflicts. You were trying to seek, you might have even tried to, maybe to the point of maybe getting psychic readings. I'm getting here, you were trying to reveal the truth. The Moon here in the past, Capricorn, talks about hidden things, something that was concealed, something that really made you feel that maybe this person was hiding something from you. And with the Ace of Swords and the Five of Wands, you wanted to know the truth also, if actually there was a third party and who caused the separation. What caused the separation that you and this person couldn't get along and there was a major conflict. In the present moment, you have the Tower. So the Tower here means that there is some sort of a major realization, okay? Major epiphany that is actually taking place. And I feel like this is actually happening in your life and also in your person's life. Knight of Wands, Knight of Pentacles, strong fire, and earth energy. So the Tower, Capricorn, in the present moment, okay, there is a major situation, it's a major ending here. It's clarified by the Page of Wands, the Eight of Cups, and the Devil. Okay, so if you have been feeling really stuck on this person, if you have been feeling really, just kind of in this place of mental prison, not knowing what's going to happen, what is it going to happen, how is it going to happen with this person, I do strongly feel like here, Capricorn, because also you are presented as the Devil in tarot, a lot of you could be choosing to disconnect from this person and to walk away, okay? And I don't care if people are going to agree or not. This is what I'm seeing in the reading. So all the naysayers and the doubters, they need to sit in the back and zip their mouth, okay? I'm the one that's doing the reading. So for many of you, you're deciding to walk away from this situation because I think that also whatever is toxic is being revealed, whatever is toxic is being also released out of your life. So there is something here about you realizing that this connection that ended, there was something really toxic about this person or about this connection, and you're choosing to walk away and you're choosing to disconnect. Somebody here was very immature, the person you are dealing with, okay? Not only maybe there could be an age difference, but there is also a level of immaturity here. So a lot of you are choosing to walk away and to disconnect from this person. Now, let's talk about the Knight of Wands here. And I think that this has a lot to do with energetically disconnecting from this person. Possibly you could be physically disconnecting from this person as well. The Knight of Wands is clarified by the Chariot, the Five of Cups, and the King of Swords. Yeah, you are disconnecting from this person, okay? It's something that you're very disappointed in, that it hasn't worked out. And you know that this person has a very strong personality, very cutthroat energy. And now the time has come for you, Capricorn, to really do the cutthroat energy as well, okay? To really take some sort of action to decide what is it that you want to do. You could be choosing to move away from this person because maybe either you've been waiting to hear from them for so long, and instead of just waiting on this person, instead of just waiting to see what's going to happen, could be dealing with the Leo here, you're choosing to work on yourself. You're choosing to invest in yourself and do the things that you want to do, okay? Because you're not going to just sit here and wait for this person forever. So this situation disappointed you. When it comes to this person, with the Knight of Wands, this is somebody that could try to initiate and have a conversation with you. And remember, we are also into the Mercury retrograde right now. So the planet Mercury, which is the planet of the messenger, right? During this time, a lot of people tend to resurface and come back into our lives. So this person could be trying to come around and wanting to have a conversation. The Knight of Pentacles is you, and it's clarified by the Five of Swords, the Strength, and the Knight of Cups. Not a surprise, a lot of you are dealing with the Leo. So as I said earlier, there is definitely a very strong sense of an unfinished business, unfinished conflict here that has happened. One of the things that you would want to address to these people, Capricorn, is that, especially if they're a Leo and an unevolved Leo, this person has been very selfish. Okay, this person has been very selfish, and you know that. You are ready to discuss that with this person and let them know as the Knight of Pentacles. Okay, you are very observant, Capricorn. You take your time. You take your time to reassess a situation. When you give a feedback to somebody or when you want to have a conversation, you don't just lash out on them, okay? You take your time, you reassess, you analyze, and then you communicate whatever it is that you want to communicate. So for many of you, when it comes to this person, I think they will try to make an attempt here, but also you kind of have this internal fear that what if there is another fight that might break out? What if there is another third-party situation that could possibly come when they try to come, try to come back into my life? Because this is a personal decision you are trying to make. This person might have also been in and out of your life. You might have been in and out of their life, but this is about you being very solid and making a very important decision with the Ace of Swords in the near future. Okay, so let's clarify the Ace of Swords, because there could be also some sort of a truth that is going to be revealed. So Capricorn, the Ace of Swords is clarified by the Ten of Pentacles, the Ace of Wands, and the Justice. So a lot of you, okay, for the most part, you're going to choose to peacefully kind of have a conversation with this person and move on. For a very small portions of you, you could give this person another chance, okay? You could say, we may try to work this out, but there is going to be certain prerequisites. There is going to be certain policies, if I may say. There is going to be certain ways of dealing with things, because you're not just gonna, Capricorn, offer yourself on a silver platter to this person. There is certain things that you want to make sure that this person is listening to, okay? There could be some legal matters. There could be also something about money. Could be financial assets here that will be very important. So when it comes to offering this person a brand new beginning here, I think that you're not gonna rush into it at all, okay? Like I said earlier, Nine of Pentacles here, so the one within the lingerie. So there is something here about you focusing on your self-care, focusing on what matters to you first. It looks like, Capricorn, your career maybe was also affected somehow by you focusing on this person way too much. So the Nine of Pentacles is clarified by the Ace of Pentacles, the Sun, and the Eight of Pentacles. A lot of you, and here's the thing, you're gonna end up having a conversation with this person and you're gonna give it a chance, okay? So you're dealing with a Leo, it looks like. I think there is going to be this persistent energy. This person seems to be persisting in your energy. No matter how much I do your readings, Capricorn, okay? You always show up in Leo's reading. If you are dealing with a Leo, which many of you are doing with a Leo, you can see that the cards, you can see, right? You can. I'm not deliberately choosing the cards. The cards are coming the way that they need to come out. And a lot of you have reached out to me on Instagram. A lot of you have talked to me on the comments, and you're dealing with the Leo. Maybe you're dealing with a different sign, of course, because not everyone is going to be dealing with the Leo. But I do see here, you and this person are not over each other. You and this person are just not over each other. There is this constant, even though you may say, you know what, I'm going to focus on my career, I'm gonna do what matters to me, and I'm gonna do my own thing here, you still are gonna look forward to giving this person another chance. And you may agree, you may not agree, but this is what I'm seeing here. King of Pentacles, okay, that's a big boss Capricorn energy right there. You see the King of Pentacles has planted this seed into the ground, into the soil, right? Male or female, doesn't matter. I know there is a lot of daddy Capricorns watching me now. So, and the Queen of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. So shout out to all the beautiful divine feminine Capricorns out there as well. This is about you wanting to still give this a chance, and plant that, okay, and give it a growth. So the King of Pentacles in the near future, Capricorn, is clarified by the Queen of Cups, the Magician, and the Four of Cups. And I think I saw the King of Pentacles as well. Nonetheless, a lot of you do want to manifest this person back into your life. You may lie to me, but you cannot lie to yourself and to the universe, okay? And you're watching this because you want to be with that person. And you may say, this person was a cheater, liar, narcissistic, then this reading is not for you. I don't want to hear no sign bashing. I don't want to hear nobody complaining, okay? Especially if you don't want those readings to be on behind the paid wall, behind the membership, okay? Like I did to an Aquarius, and I'll explain it in a minute. Now, you're manifesting, you're setting intention to bring this person back into your life, you're planting a seed. But what I'm seeing here, Capricorn, is you're not going full force yet, because there is something here about you balancing things out, okay? You have the Justice here. Mercury retrograde, don't rush into making promises, don't rush into cutting it off immediately, and don't rush into ignoring or going all in right away. There is a certain momentum that needs to start gaining before you get into this relationship, okay? Before you try to give it a chance. Now, let's see advice. What is the advice for you, Capricorn? So Capricorn, you have the King of Cups at the bottom of the deck. You have the Eight of Cups. You have the Three of Pentacles and the Four of Wands. Okay. So Capricorn, for many of you, I do see here that your biggest piece of advice here, see there is the Three of Pentacles. I have to cover them a little bit. Three of Pentacles, okay, the Eight of Cups, and then the Four of Wands. I think I need to use a marker after this. Anyways, so your biggest piece of advice, Capricorn, has a lot to do with you really realizing, okay, this is literally divided between two groups of Capricorns. Some of you with the Eight of Cups are gonna walk away. You're gonna disconnect. You're gonna say, I don't want to deal with this person. I'm walking away. I'm choosing to leave this connection. It's not fulfilling me anymore. I'm tired of constantly waiting and back and forth. Others of you with the Three of Pentacles, you could choose to invest into this relationship and you could try to work something out with this person. This is a personal decision. But what you need to remember is, with the Four of Wands, this is about a relationship. This is about commitment here for you and this person. You need to make sure with this person that they're on the same page. If this person does not talk about commitment, long-term commitment, marriage, settling down, and they're not really initiating those kind of conversations and you're Capricorn, you have intuition, and then you don't see them going towards that direction, then you need to walk away from this person. Because obviously commitment is what really matters to you, and that is part of your challenge. That's your biggest piece of challenge, okay? So this is what I had for you, Capricorn, as a reading. And finally, the last minute, I'm gonna reemphasize this. This is gonna be the only time that I'm gonna talk about this because it's something new that I'm doing, right? Whether you watched it live on my channel a couple of days ago or not, it doesn't matter. Here is the thing. I'm son of a Capricorn, I'm Armenian, I'm a quadruple Leo, and I don't let people play with me, especially with my content and my channel. For example, the sign of Aquarius, okay, is grounded for the month of March. The sign of Aquarius is not going to get any reading for the month of March for them being consistently and deliberately and intentionally complaining for the past 7-8 months. Just because I make a mistake and I accidentally sometimes call them a Gemini in a reading. Okay, here is the thing. If somebody doesn't like me, I don't care. I'm not here to be liked and to be approved. If they don't like my outfit, they don't like my pretty face and my samurai mind and my killer body, they don't like my background, I don't care. But if somebody here consistently complains, oh, the entire reading didn't resonate, I don't want to be here, but then you don't have to, okay? I'm not here to beg or to ask people. These are general readings. They may resonate, they may not. So that is how serious I am, Capricorn, about my self-respect. And people, they don't have to like me, but I will teach them I will train them how to respect me. When I'm giving these free readings, it's a must for you to hit that like button, to subscribe, and to leave positive comments. Any other sign could end up getting grounded. This is my channel and I run this shit the way that I want to run because I will not take any shit from anybody, okay? Aquarius crossed the line big time. Big time. The whole video is up there, the posts are up there, and nothing and nobody is going to change my mind. And now they're going to have to pay $9.99 a month to come behind the paywall on the membership site to watch these readings. Because if I'm doing this for 24 minutes, 25 minutes, I'm doing these readings for free, okay? And this is a general 8 billion international, global, cosmic, universal reading. It's not supposed to resonate with anyone. Then these people, they need to get therapy. They don't need tarot. They need therapy, okay? And their therapists need therapists as well. So people need to remember that when they come into my channel, they need to come with respect. Me and my moderators have blocked hundreds and hundreds of people out there. So this is a lesson for everyone to practice gratitude and to be thankful for everything that is being given out there for free. Do not take anything, for granted. Appreciate the people. Don't bite the hand that's feeding you. This is a lesson and this is a reminder. So this is what I had for you, Capricorn. Thank you so much for tuning in. I love you so much after all, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye.